Is it on? Yeah. Okay. Hi, everyone. I'm glad that it's more than just my parents here. That's good. I've been known sometimes when I get a mic in front of me, they start making jokes, but I will refrain tonight. So, my name is Hannah, and next year I'm going to college, and I'm majoring in English. So, I like reading and writing and all that stuff. And I've been writing for a while, and something that I found is that people think that writers write just because we feel like it, because we have all these stories in our head that we just want to get out. And while that is part of it, there's definitely more to it. So that's what I'm going to be talking about tonight. And I'm going to start with asking you to close your eyes as I read the following quotes, and just kind of letting your imagination free. So everybody close your eyes, no cheating. I am out with lanterns looking for myself. The loneliest moment in someone's life is when they are watching their whole world fall apart, and all they can do is stare blankly. Is there no way out of my mind? I am terrified by this dark thing that lives inside me. Okay, you can open your eyes. And that was probably like a little unsettling, a little uneasy. And those three quotes were written by three very famous, very intelligent authors, including Emily Dickinson, F. Scott Fitzgerald, and Sylvia Plath. And a lot of their writing shows their struggle with mental illnesses and their need to write to alleviate their mental sufferings. And a lot of this, I think, stems from their intelligence. And research has shown that intelligence and mental disorders are often connected. And theories about this include simply a person's genetics, the theory that intelligence leads to creativity, but creativity can only be fueled by suffering, and that intelligent individuals are often their own worst critics. And it's been seen in many intelligent individuals that their intelligence can lead to depression, social isolation, anxiety disorders, psychological overexcitability, which is the tendency to worry or overthink situations, mood disorders, addiction, bipolar disorder, or schizophrenia. And like I said, many famous authors tended to suffer from mental illnesses. One of them being Emily Dickinson, who suffered from slight bipolar disorder, depression, and social isolation. And within her life, only about 12 of her poems were ever published. And then after she died, it was discovered that she had actually written 1,800 poems. And many of her poems deal with her mental suffering and her mental instability state, they call that. And once her poems were even published, many people didn't understand really what she was talking about. And her poems just really weren't that popular. Another author is F. Scott Fitzgerald, who wrote the classic, The Great Gatsby. And Fitzgerald suffered from addiction. He was an alcoholic, depression, and he showed signs of psychological overexcitability as he suffered from anxiety and he was a hypochondriac. And many of his characters were based off of himself and his own sufferings. So a lot of his characters were alcoholics. They suffered from mental disorders. And even his own writing was not popular within his own time, again, because people didn't really understand what he was talking about when it came to his mental state. And then the last writer that I'm going to talk about is Sylvia Plath, who suffered from schizophrenia and depression, which many of her poems show. And she also wrote a novel entitled The Bell Jar, which was basically based off of her own life and showed the main character's descent into mental suffering from depression and schizophrenia until the point where the main character tried to commit suicide. And again, many of Plath's works were not understood because people didn't understand the complexity of her mind. So you probably saw a common thread between these writers, which include being intelligent, suffering from mental illnesses, writing inspired by their mental illnesses, their writing not being understood, and when they lived, there was really no professional help for them, so then their mental states worsened. And basically, they really only had writing to alleviate their mental problems. And that is really why writers write, that they have a need to write, because our minds are just so confusing and jumbled at times that we need to write for ourselves and about our own minds and what we're experiencing in our minds in order to write what we want to, which is those stories or fun, beautiful poems and stuff like that. So again, what I think is that we as writers need to write about our own minds before we can really write about what we want to, because we need to figure out our own minds in order to really understand ourselves and our minds. So yes, that's what we as writers need to write, and it's not just all fun and games.